The question is, if a is equal to 1 by a minus phi, where a is not equal to phi and a is not equal to 0, find the values of a minus 1 by a plus 1 by a square minus 1 by a square, and a square plus 1 by a square. Okay, so first of all, you can see that in the question it is given a is equal to 1 by a minus phi. Now, we will try to make this equation in such manner that both the terms of a are on one side, that is the two a's are on the one side of the equation and the rest thing is on the other side. Like in the four sub questions, you can see a are on one side, here also a one side, a one side, they're on the one side of the equation. So we will try to make this equation also in the same manner first. So solution: a is equal to 1 by a minus phi. Let's shift a minus phi to the position of a, and a goes to the position of a minus phi. Now bring this 1 by a to the LHS side, it becomes minus 1 by a, because here in the RHS it is plus, so here it becomes minus 1 by a is equals to, now phi will shift to the RHS side, it becomes from minus phi to plus phi. There you go, we have made the equation such that both the a's are on the one side, and this is the problem. For our first sub question, we had to find the value of a minus 1 by a. So a minus 1 by a is equal to phi. So this is 1. Now let's solve the second sub question, which is a plus 1 by a. We are given the value of a minus 1 by a is equals to phi. We have solved this value. Now let's see how we can use this value of a minus 1 by a to solve a plus 1 by a. If you remember, there is an equation which is a plus 1 by a whole square minus a minus 1 by a whole square is equal to 4. Here we have the value of a minus 1 by a, so we will fit this value of a minus 1 by a here and solve the value of a plus 1 by a. Okay, so a plus 1 by a whole square minus a minus 1 by a, which is 5, so it will be 5 square is equals to 4. Now a plus 1 by a whole square minus 5 5s are 25 is equals to 4. Now this is equal to a plus 1 by a whole square 4. Let's shift this 25 here. Okay, so it becomes plus 25. Now this is equals to a plus 1 by a whole square is equals to 29. Now to get the value of a plus 1 by a, we will shift this power 2 to the other side, so it becomes square root of 29. Now what is the square root of 29? 29 is not a perfect square, so its square root is not a number like 2, 3, so it is not like that. And also 29 cannot be factorized as it is a prime number. So what we do is that we leave this root 29 as it is, just we put this plus or minus sign behind it. And why do we put this sign? It is because, you see, if there is a number, let's consider 9. Now what is the square root of 9? You will say 3, because 3 into 3 is 9. But have you ever thought that minus 3 into minus 3, the same number, minus 3 minus 3, if you multiply this also 2 times with itself, then also it is 9, because this minus gets cancelled, right? So square root of 9 can be 3 also, it can be minus 3 also. Now we don't know whether it is 3 or it is minus 3, so we put this sign, root 9 is equals to plus or minus 3. Now this sign, plus or minus, it is put whenever we have to find the square root of any number, because we don't know whether the number is positive the same number or negative the same number, right? So whenever we have to calculate square root, we put plus or minus. So we have got the value of a plus 1 by a equal to plus or minus root 29. Now third sub question, which is a square minus 1 by a square. If you remember, a square minus 1 by a square is equal to a plus 1 by a into a minus 1 by a. Just we have got both the values, we will fit them in this equation. So what is a plus 1 by a? It is plus or minus root 29 into a minus 1 by a. It is 5, so I will write here 5. So a square minus 1 by a square will be 5 plus or minus 5. First plus or minus will be there, then 5 into root 29. So this is the answer to the third sub question. Now fourth one, it is a square plus 1 by a square. Now how we can get this value a square plus 1 by a square? It is very simple. We can use the identity a plus 1 by a whole square. So a plus 1 by a. What is the value of a plus 1 by a? It is plus or minus root 29, right? Now let's square it. A plus 1 by a whole square. Squaring is to be done on the both sides. Root 29 whole square. So this is equal to a square plus 1 by a square plus 2 is equals to. Now what is the square of plus or minus 20 root 29? It is 29. This is equal to, we have to find the value of a square plus 1 by a square. So keeping this on one side, let's shift this 2 to the RHS side. It becomes 29 minus 2. So a square plus 1 by a square is equal to 27.